Hi fans of high quality entertainment, I'm here to talk about Ween. What's that? Oh, sorry. There. Isn't that better? Maybe it's worse. Where do I begin? Have you heard of Ween? If you have, let me know what you think about them in the comment section below. If you haven't heard about Ween, hopefully you listen to this video, and there's going to be, hopefully, 2 or 3 live videos near the end, just bits of live performances by them, and listen to them and see what you think. You know, just like any band, they're not for everybody, but I guess my story with Ween is the very first time I heard about them is I used to make my own music with music loops on this website called Acid Planet. And sometimes I would have real musicians help me out with, with guitar solos or whatever. And it was a lot of fun, and I made a lot of silly songs. Some of you might have heard them on this channel. And the thing is, I used to, for the people that did enjoy my music, believe it or not, some did, I would sometimes get a comment saying, were you influenced by Ween, or this sounds like Ween? And that's how I first heard of the band. I'd never heard them, I just heard the name. And I never bothered checking them out. And if I don't think I did. And if I did, I had no interest in listening to them. And so, yeah, for years and years and years, I just totally ignored Ween. And then with one of our CD exchanges with Glenn Kellaway and Brian Macy from Brian Macy's Entertainment, Brian offered me to listen to Ween's Quebec album. Just online. There it is there. And, when I took the album, I wasn't really that excited to listen to it for whatever reason. I didn't know the band. And, and when you do these CD exchanges, you need to listen to an album more than once, to be fair, to actually give it a proper review. But the very first listen, I was hooked. I was a fan. And yeah, I think I bought, very soon after I bought Quebec, the CD. And so I was on my Ween journey. And then I ordered one album that I'd heard about for quite a few years, but I never, bothered to check it out, was Ween the Pod, their second album. And you can probably tell by this album cover, which is a parody of the greatest hits for Leonard Cohen. I forgot his name for a second there. If I remember, I'll have Leonard Cohen's album here. And so I bought this. The first time I listened to the pod, I listened to it all the way through. I seriously hated it. The sound quality wasn't great. It's only recorded on 4 tracks. The songs were, Quebec sounds great. It's, like crime of the century production. Really, really good production. This one was, like I said, not great production. The songs were really annoying, stupid. I hated it. But I never give up on a first listen. And so I played it again a couple of days later, and I liked it. I played it again. I would say by the second, third listen, I love this album. So then I bought And some of their CDs are pretty hard to get at the moment. They're pretty pricey. But I was able to get their third album, Pure Guava. And once again, lots of songs. If you want to pause that and read some of the the song titles, you kind of get an idea of what you're getting into in the Ween world. So, just like the pod, the first time and this is the one album that's a little similar to the pod, maybe a bit better production, but still just a bunch of mainly short, stupid songs in all kinds of different genres. I hated it. Seriously hated it, just like I hated the pod. Second listen, I liked it a lot. I don't know why. I don't know how that happens, but you know, I'm not forcing myself to like it. I seriously liked it. And then, of course, I love it. And then next, I got, because it was at, at a fairly decent price, not too expensive, I got Ween Chocolate and Cheese. Trying to remember back. Yeah. So my first listen with this, I loved it. Yeah. The production was like Quebec, excellent production. And yeah, there's the label. Yeah, so great songs and, still the crazy humor and everything, but I think having the excellent production kind of helps too on the first listen. And so, yeah, I love this one. But I still had a few studio albums to buy. And my good friend, Pal, kindly sent me, as some of you know, 4 more Ween CDs and 2 t-shirts, including this one, and this seriously excellent book on chocolate and cheese, 33 1/3. If you're a fan of this album, I highly recommend this book. I'm just starting to read it, and already I'm very impressed with it. And just quickly want to say that this was their first album released, God, Ween, Satan, followed by The Pod, and then Pure Guava, Chocolate and Cheese. The one studio album I'm missing is 12 Country Golden Greats, which is so stupid because there's only 10 songs on the album to begin with. And Ween wrote these country-based songs, but still with the mainly Ween humor, silly, crazy song titles and all that. But they used, real serious Nashville musicians on the album. I don't think Ween even sings on the album or plays on the album. They just wrote the songs for these Nashville musicians, talented people to record. So that's the only one missing. And then followed by the Mollusk, White Pepper, and somebody in a recent comment said, do you realize that's a play on words from the Beatles' White Album, Sgt. Pepper? It's like, yeah, I got that right away. And then, of course, Quebec, and sadly, their final studio album, at least so far, La Cucaracha, something like that. And so I'm gonna tell you. Okay. And I've already told Pal this. God, Ween, Satan, which is a very long album, and this one is the reissued one with 3 bonus tracks, which I really don't, I wish they would put them on the end of the album, but they're kind of intermingled with the other tracks. You'll see a little symbol beside the 3 songs. But this is a really long album, just like The Pod. I think over 70 minutes. I hated it. Seriously hated it. Even though I'm a big Ween fan now, I couldn't stand this. I listened to it all the way through. It was like torture. But it was the very same exact feeling I had with The Pod and Pure Guava. Just did not like it. But now I'm a bit more, because of what happened with those 2 other albums. I had a little bit more confidence that I would at least like it more on a second listen. The second listen was great. I don't know how that is. It's like, I don't know how you go from hating an album to more than liking it on a second listen. Kind of close to loving it. And I played it one more time since to make sure, and yeah, I love it. So, God Ween Satan. And then, the other ones, and I listened to these in order. I listened to all 4 when I received them. Now this is regarded by a lot of Ween fans as their best, the Mollusk. I loved it right away. And so, at some point I would like to, once I get that 12 country golden grades, I would like to rank the Ween albums, but it's going to be so difficult, seriously. So I love that. And Glenn and I are at some point going to do our CD exchange. I've been kind of a bit on the lazy side, kind of pushing it. And I know Glenn's been working and everything, and he's busy. But we definitely are going to do it. And I want to give him at least one Ween CD. And I am thinking that he might actually really like White Pepper. I loved it on the very first listen. And once I got into the album, I'm thinking which album to give to Glenn. It's like, yeah, White Pepper. It's almost a normal album. It's still got some of their juvenile, stupid humor. Yeah, the song titles on this are almost normal. So White Pepper, and then like I said, Quebec. That's another one that I think Glenn might like. But I want to leave my final review for their final album, at least at the moment. This one. I had read from a lot of, online, a lot of Ween fans, not that it's a bad album, but it's just not as good as the other albums. It's like there's not as much enthusiasm or something in the album, not enough energy or whatever. I totally disagree. I love this right away. I thought it was as good as all of the other albums. So I'm a real Ween fan, unlike some of you Ween fans out there. Almost every album is different. Almost every song is different. I've except for maybe, not too many bands. The Beatles, of course, and Sparks. There's no band I've heard that does such a wide variety of music, and they can do, they do their stupid, immature, even sometimes gross songs, song titles, but they can also do really serious, heart-wrenching, beautiful songs, all on the same album. So, yeah, I'm a Ween fan for life, and so to end this, I've got some live clips, hopefully, if it goes through and my video isn't blocked, otherwise I'll have to cut them out. So I hope you, like I said, it's not for everybody, but just listen to how talented they are. I think Gene Ween, I get their names confused too. And they're not actual brothers. Oh, that's the other thing. They're fans of Sparks. I read that the other day. And they were kind of influenced. That's why they have last names that are the same. It was kind of influenced by Ron and Russell Mael. So Gene Ween and Dean Ween. I forget their real names at the moment. Somebody will let me know. But Gene is the lead singer, and he plays guitar too. And Dean is mainly, he does some vocals, but mainly he's the guitarist. And he is so friggin' good, as you will see. One of the songs is a tribute to Eddie, which Eddie Hazel, Eddie Hazel. He was with Funkadelic, and he's really well known as having that great solo on the song Maggot Brain. And so this is Ween's serious tribute to him after he passed away, and it's called Song for Eddie. And it's just an amazing guitar solo. And then a little bit of Chocolate Town, and maybe one other song. So that's it. Any Ween fans out there, I'd love your thoughts on them and all of their albums, and those that haven't, I hope you do check them out because they are a great band. Thank you. Bye.